Well, hello there and welcome back to the Hull City Fan Central YouTube channel, where today I do have my Hull City versus Bristol City match prediction. What I think the scores will be, who I think will score, and also what I think the starting lineup will be. Obviously, this is the first game of the season for both teams. It's opening day today, and then we will be playing tomorrow if you're watching it as the day of I'm recording it. So, Hull City versus Bristol City. We played Bristol City twice last season. I'll go over all of our history with them a little bit later on in the video, so you'll have to stay tuned for that. But first, we'll go into what I think the Hull City starting lineup will be for this brand new season. So in goal, there's only really one option at the moment, Matt Ingram. As Nathan Baxter is out with a little bit of an injury, I don't think that he'll be starting. I'm not sure how the injury's going, but I don't think he'll be starting. And Robson, yeah, we've got Matt Ingram, so we'll start with Matt Ingram in goal. Moving on to our wing-back defenders, we do have Louis Coyle, who is going to be the captain if you didn't see the announcement the other day. Louis Coyle is our captain. And then on the other side, we will have Callum Elder. Although I do think Brandon Fleming is a better option than Callum Elder, as he does like to play a bit more attacking. Unfortunately, he's out with a little bit of an injury, so I don't think he'll start this game, but I do think that he'll get subbed on later on in the game, so I've gone for Louis Coyle in that other wing-back role. As our two centre-backs, I've gone for the good partnership of Jacob Greaves and Tobias Figueiredo. Obviously, Tobias we picked up from Nottingham Forest over the transfer window, and Jacob Greaves, who is now our vice-captain, second only to Louis Coyle. I do think that that's a strong defensive partnership. Obviously, you've got to work Alfie Jones in there some way because he's developed over the last season. But yeah, I've gone for them two starting off, maybe bring Alfie Jones on depending on the situation. But I do want to see Hull City start with the back four for this game because although I love the back five with the two wing backs playing quite high, I don't think it's going to work, especially with our layout now, with the amount of players we've got, and also a lot of injury worries coming into this first game. Okay, so playing that more CDM role of midfield, I've gone for Jean-Michel Seri. By far our best player at the club at the moment, from what I've seen and what I feel. He plays brilliantly in that CDM role, playing more balls up front, getting that midfield worked hard. He is a fantastic player. If you didn't see my prediction video yesterday, go and check it out. I've nodded him to some awards. But yeah, I've gone for Jean-Michel Seri in that CDM role. And then just in front of Seri, I've gone for Ozan Tufan and Regan Slater. Obviously, it's a weird partnership that, because you feel like you've got two CDMs there with Jean-Michel Seri and Regan Slater. But I feel Regan Slater, if we push him a bit harder, he can play that more commanding central midfield role rather than the CDM role that he likes to rely on. And then obviously Ozan Tufan, he's a good ball maker. He likes to get the passes working, although he's not the best at like running with the ball and working it like that. But he is a brilliant player for passing to. He can eye up a pass and then play it on like that. Just in front of then, I've gone for the man who will run anywhere and play anywhere, Aliar Said-Manesh. Yes, he'll play, I think he'll play in that sort of like more commanding attacking midfield role, but more focusing on the attack. He's a fantastic player. I've tipped him to go in the starting lineup. He's got no injury worries, so I see him starting no matter what. And then for my strike partnership, I've gone for Estupiñán and Benjamin Tete. It's nice to see our option to have a strike partnership, because obviously last season was relying on the one striker, because we didn't really have many attacking options. It was either Tom Eaves or Tom Eaves. But it's nice to have attacking options now. Obviously, we do have a few attackers on the bench, like Tyler Smith, but I don't think that they'll be used that much until like the later stages of the game. So I've gone for Estupiñán and Benjamin Tete up front, and you'll have to see if I predict for one of them or both of them to score later on in the video. Okay, so for the last 5 meetings between Bristol City, it's been 3 wins to Bristol and 2 draws shared between the teams. Those are both, all 5 of them have happened in the Championship, 2 of them being in last season, one of them obviously being that 5-0 loss that we suffered in our last away game of the season, at the end of last season. 5-0 it was, yes. 2 of their players got braces and then another one scored. And yeah, hopefully that didn't happen again this game. I mean, it shouldn't do. That was the only game that we really gave up on. And it's the starting game of the season. We shouldn't give up no matter what. So yeah, But then I'll go into a bit more detail now about the other game. So yes, in the last game that Hull City and Bristol City happened at the MKM Stadium was last season, where we had a 2-2 draw that maybe we should have won if we held on a little bit towards the ending moments. So Ryan Longman snagged an early minute goal with a 3rd minute lovely strike. That I believe that one actually won goal of the season. If I remember correctly, I may be mistaken on that one, but I think that was the Ryan Longman goal that won goal of the season. Also, George Honeyman picked a goal up later on in the game, making us get them 2 goals. And then for Bristol City, they picked up 2 goals, one in the dying moments of the game, which made it 2-2, and really should have been 2-1 to us, picking up that win. But it didn't really matter in the end because we stayed out of the relegation. And finally, on to my actual prediction for tomorrow's game. I do think it's going to be a 2-1 win for Hull City. I think we picked up enough squad depth, enough good players in the transfer window in comparison to Bristol to pick up this win here. I don't think Bristol have done too much transfer business. Obviously, I might be mistaken on that. I may have not seen that much on the news, but they've not picked up too many players. They've retained quite a bit of their squad from last season, but they've not picked up that many good, talented players compared to us. So I do think it's going to be a 2-1 win to us. Redemption for that last time we met at the MKM Stadium. I do think the goal scorers for Hull City will be Oscar Estupinian and Aliar Said Manesh. And then for Bristol, I do think that they'll pick up a goal in between them 2 goals by our 2 leading men. I do think that it'll be Chris Martin who'll pick up a goal because he loves to score against Hull. I mean, he loves to score against any team, really, because in the last time we met with Bristol, he scored 2 goals and got 1 assist in that 5-0. I want to say thrashing, but yeah, it was a thrashing. So yeah, I do think Chris Martin will score for Bristol. But that's it for this video. Let me know down in the comments what you think the score will be, who you think will score, and all that sort of stuff. But this has been the Hull City Fan Central YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss any other Hull City content, as I will have a matchday vlog out tomorrow for the vlog live at the MKM Stadium. So stay tuned for that. This has been the Hull City Fan Central YouTube channel. Goodbye.